Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm George, and this is Bit by Bit. Up today, I've got some news about an Atari sale, a new game heading over to Netflix of all places, and if you stick around all the way to the end, I'm going to talk to you about a new thing coming for Amiga. All that and more coming up right now. All right, first up is a bit from dlcompare.com. Steam has an Atari publisher sale that's going on right now, and I'm telling you this as quickly as I can because this goes off sale, I believe, today as I'm releasing this video. So please make sure you head over to Steam as quickly as possible if you're at all interested in some of the Atari titles there. I'm going to go through this article real quick. We've got Yars Rising on the list, which is developed by Way Forward, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about any of that. It's just Yars Rising. We've got Haunted House on the list. Down here, Days of Doom. That's a game that I played quite a bit on some live streams, like maybe 6-7 months ago, something like that. It's down to 70% off. Asteroids Recharged is also 70% off. They've got all kinds of stuff going on. There's a link to the Steam page in this article way up here if you click this Ends Today thing, if it's still there. But just in case, I went ahead and I'm going to put a link down to the Steam page directly in the description of this video. And you can see right here, here's the Atari publisher sale. We've got Bubsby is on the list. That's just because it's a new release. It's not on sale like Adventure of Samsara. Missile Command Delta, 20% off. iRobot, 25%. Breakout Beyond, 25%. Look at this. Atari 50. If you've been sleeping on this and haven't picked it up yet, 45% off, ladies and gentlemen. That's a really good deal. Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic at 75, along with the Deluxe. All the roller coasters are 75% off. There's a Bubsy for 80% off. There you go if you're a Bubsy fan. Recharge titles 70, 70, 60, 75, 80. The list just goes on and on. There's Comp 1 and 2, 70 and 55% off. Yeah, if you're an Atari fan, you want to grab some of their games, but it's just been a little tight budget or something like that, go today. Don't wait, because I don't believe this sale is going to last very much longer. All right, and as promised from whatsonnetflix.com, Missile Command Recharged is now a part of the Netflix Games Cloud library from Atari. So previously there have been 11 other titles in the set. Now there are 12 with Missile Command Recharged joining the group. This is very interesting. So the way that you can play these games on Netflix, you can play it in your browser with a connected controller device. You can also play it on any smart TV devices that you can connect via Bluetooth, one of those devices too, like maybe a Fire Stick. I don't know if it can do that or not. A Roku or your smart TV of choice if it allows the connection. But anything that will allow a Bluetooth connection for a joystick, you can play through Netflix if you already have the Netflix subscription. Let's go down here. I think we've got the trailers and everything, but you guys know Missile Command Recharge has been out for quite a while. Came from Digital Eclipse and everything. Let's see. I don't think... Did they give us a full list of all the games? I don't think they did. They just gave us, here's some of the games that are already on. Caverns of Mars and Centipede are also in the list. That started last November, 2024. So it's been almost a year now, but they're finally adding another game. What better one than Missile Command Recharged? It's pretty damn awesome. I might go check this out on Netflix myself. Okay, this is just a quick little bit right away from yardbarker.com. The title of this article is what intrigued me so much. Save states and rewind. Retro gamers are done pretending it's cheating. And I thought about that. So maybe 20 years ago, when I was still really heavy into it, I might have considered save states cheating the way this article breaks it down. But I agree with the author of this article that that's kind of an outdated thought now in my head. I don't really think of save states as cheating. I get that some games were not meant to have that. There's those whole games where, you die one time and that's it. You got to start all the way back over the beginning. Maybe that's still cheating, but there's no reason to have any guilt about it, especially when you're talking about nostalgic games. Look, we're playing these nostalgic games because we're trying to recapture a little bit of our youth, not because necessarily we want to become world champions in Donkey Kong. So I don't mind a save state system. I think it's fun. I think it also allows you to play the game for a little while, save it, put it down, and then come back to it later when you're a little bit more fresh. I'm old. I can't play a video game for more than 15, 30 minutes at a time anymore. Playing games for hours and hours and on end is in my past. So save states are very important to me. So I just thought this was an interesting article. I think you should definitely take time to read it. Of course, a link will be down in the description to it. But yeah, I agree. I don't think save states are cheating anymore. Okay, here's another article from our friends over at TimeExtension.com. Mod Retro is coming out with a Mr. FPGA M64, so a Nintendo 64 FPGA console. So now we're going to have two of them. I think down here it talks about the two. Yeah, there's one from Analog, or called Analog 3D, I forget, or if it's from Analog. Anyway, Analog 3D and Mod Retro M64. This is the original story down just below this little gray line. This is an updated story that just came out this month as I'm recording this, but it comes to them from an interview at a news site and newsletter called The Memory Core. And I went out right away, and I think maybe you should too if you're a retro gaming fan, and go sign up for their newsletter. I've gotten a couple of the newsletters already, and they're pretty substantial, and they have some good information in them. So again, this is more about Memory Core for me, but it is nice to see Mod Retro coming out with a new M64 FPGA thing, because these consoles are getting way, way, way more expensive as time goes on the eBay market. They're jumping up in price because everybody is jumping on the retro gaming bandwagon, so to speak. It's just crazy. But, you know, this one should be really cool. There's also, here we go, there's the Ultra FP64, was the first FPGA recreation of the N64. Good article. I'll have a link down in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff coming out there, and it's not all bad. All right, here's another bit from TechSpot.com. Like I said just in the past one, there's a lot of new stuff coming out, and here's another one. The A6000 is on its way, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a fan of the Amiga, this is an article for you, but I caution you, down at the bottom of this article, there's going to be a sticker shock moment. Trust me on this when I say that. But there's a company that's coming out with this. Where's their name down here? Let's see, 4 decades. I think it's called Apollo. Yeah. Apollo is the name of the company that's coming out with this. There it is, right there. They're a German company, and they developed a whole bunch of modern Amiga accelerator cards. Hadn't even heard of them before this article, but I'm going to go check that out now. Although I'm going to be cautious because, like I said, sticker shock coming up down below. Here's the new A6000, most powerful Amiga 68K compatible computer ever developed. Okay, when you start seeing buzz phrases like that, you know what's coming, right? At its core, the Apollo V4 AC 68080 accelerator designed to deliver full compatibility with original Amiga hardware while offering orders of magnitude improvements in CPU and graphics performance. I mean, that's not hard to imagine. The Amiga was built in the 90s, right? Anyway, here's some looks at what they're going to be putting out. I'm not really a big fan of the aesthetics of this. This doesn't remind me of the Amiga in any way, shape, or form, except for one thing, and that's those 3 little colored buttons up top. For some reason, that makes it feel like an Amiga to me. The little breadboard slats and everything, a little bit okay, but this whole black color is just not doing it for me. I can't get behind that. Anyway, it's a 3D printed case, as you might imagine. All kinds of hooks and switches. Let's see what we're going to get. 32-bit Amiga. No. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Cherry MX switches, 2 gigs of fast RAM. In the Amiga world, that's going to be huge. 12 megabytes of chip RAM and 128 gigabyte CF card preloaded with their operating system. So that's kind of cool. All right, now let's go ahead and get down to the sticker shock. We got some videos down here. So the first 40 first edition units. Oh, I hit the home button. Sorry about that. Let's go down here. The first 40 first edition units have already sold out. So they're going to start selling this again in October. Here's that price, ladies and gentlemen. Whoo, 960 euros, around $1,128 right now. They're saying that's not too much higher than some used Amiga 1200 units circulating on eBay. I don't know. They're not circulating around this house. I can tell you that much right now. I've got 3 Amiga 500s over in the other room. If I can get $1,200 for each one of them, I still wouldn't sell them because I love them. But good Lord, $1,200? Really? I mean, I want a new Amiga, but I don't know if I can pay that. Can you? All right, that will wrap it up for another Bit by Bit. Thank you guys so much for sticking around all the way to the end. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and share this video out if you haven't done that already. I certainly appreciate it, and we appreciate you here at GenXGrownUp. Thank you guys again so much. We'll talk to you again next time. Bye-bye. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.